Hello, today I'd like to talk about the importance of music in Neverending Nightmares and in horror games in general. So, if you look at the Silent Hill series, I think one of the standout features is the music. It's really phenomenal. It's amazing how much of a role the music plays in creating the oppressive mood of the games and the fear and the tension. So, when we started Neverending Nightmares, the music was something really important, I think, to the quality of the game. And we're working with Skylar McLaughlin again, who I think did an amazing job with Retrograde. And we're very fortunate that he's passionate about horror and, always wanted to do a horror soundtrack. So it's really cool that things are fitting together. But I think just doing a horror score to a game is almost a disservice. So if you look at like a horror movie, basically the music is composed to the film. So when something suspenseful happens, the music changes. And so one of the things I wanted to do is have an element of interactivity in the music such that it is a good soundtrack for the game. So one of the things that's interesting is there's an article on Dead Space, and Dead Space had like a really interesting way of approaching interactive music, and it's definitely worth a read in terms of if you're thinking about implementing an interactive music system. But like, honestly, I don't remember anything about the music in Dead Space. Like, I really feel bad saying it, but I can't remember any sort of music, like, if it was even there. And I mean, that may be a good thing. And I mean, you can do a lot with ambience as music. And certainly I'm a fan of the dark ambient genre. You look at musicians like Lustmord, and you can tell that's sort of an influence in what we put together for the Neverending Nightmares demo. But I think, to some extent, just to have the music fade into the background is sort of doing your game a disservice, because, like, again, if you look at film scores, the music can amplify the tension. The music can do so much. So, like, you'll notice in the Neverending Nightmares demo, the music is fairly loud. Certainly louder than some other sort of ambient noise we have in the game. That's really because I think the music helps create the mood, a lot. But then also I worked with Skylar McLaughlin to make it interactive. So while I was sort of shooting for something along the lines of what Dead Space did, I think that's to some extent difficult for a composer, because you're basically composing things in layers. And so we looked at the music, and then we said, what layers can we lose, or what layers can we add on? And it didn't really fit. Like, the music was perfect, so it was difficult. But then what Skylar did is he created these additional sort of noises, ambience things that do sort of build off that. I mean, it's not like a whole nother music track, but it's just these extra elements, these high-pitched whines and these, voice darkness things, and so we play those at key events and scare points and times where we feel like, the tension needs a little, ratcheting up, and I think it works really well. And I think if you go back and play the demo and have a listen for, these things, you walk into the bathroom and you see sort of the blood on the sink, and then there's a low tension sort of, I'm completely tone deaf, so I apologize for making you listen to that note. But the thing is, then it's really cool because we have like these different events, like, low tension, medium tension, high tension, and then we play these different sounds that sort of layer onto the music. And another advantage is getting music to match up is very difficult. So on retrograde, we have basically multiple audio tracks that line up, and then we, you know, adjust the volumes, and we have to make sure they all stay in sync. But like to some extent with horror games, is you want sort of an immediate kick. And so, you know, just fading in the volume of a different track, I think, might not have worked as well as we'd like to. So the advantage is with adding these different sounds that are sort of ambient and don't really need to line up with the time signature or with the beat of the music works really well. So that's what we've been doing for interactive audio and music, and certainly I'm looking forward to what Skylar comes up with next, and you know, working on refining our system.